I didn't just say Clemson is out of my top 25. I say Clemson isn't even a top 75 team. And I'm going to clap it up to Dabo the Dinosaur. Thank you, brother. You continue. And I'm saying this humbly. You continue to make Matt Be Great look like a genius. Thank you.
Total Wireless, we got your back every day. Others, not so much. Just look at the facts. Switch to Total Wireless and save 50% off Metro and Cricket. Guaranteed. With one line when you keep the phone and number you love. Facts. That means you'll pay half what these other guys charge when you bring your phone. Facts. And we were the first 5-year price guarantee in prepaid. Because one thing's for certain, we've got you covered. Get the facts. Then switch to Total Wireless.
They say actions speak louder than words. So I thought it was only fitting if we started out this video by not talking. As you can see, by the way, I do apologize. Did I buy the worst batch of Expo markers known to mankind? The camera doesn't do it any justice. This is almost like transparent. It's all of them. I bought, look, you think I'm lying? Look, I just bought these. I have 4 and they all are as dim as this one. Don't worry, I ordered some more. I bought a 12 pack. Maybe that'll get us through this season. I just hope they're better. Maybe it doesn't bother y'all too much, but it bothers me. You can barely see it. It should be like, this is a brand new one, or one of the newer ones. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. I know this is like completely besides the point. Wait a minute. Whoa, 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 whoa. See how, that one looks good. Maybe I didn't test this one. We'll go Dabo. Oh, no, this one's good. Dabo the Dinosaur here, too. The Dinosaur. Oh, wow. Oh, it's not an A there. It's an O. You big dummy. Okay, see? You see how dark that is? That's how this is supposed to look. You know what? I'm going to rewrite this. I'm rewriting this. We're not editing this out or nothing. I'm going to talk. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, one day, I said this last week, I'll say it again. One day, all the Clemson viewers on this channel, I know we're going to have some Clemson fans. You've never watched a video. You're new here. One day, you, the new ones, and all the old viewers are going to say, you know what? That Matt Be Great guy, yeah, he's got some bad takes. He's got some controversial ones, hot take stuff I don't agree with. But the one thing he was right about, number one, is Ryan Day's a fraud. We all know that. And there's some other things, but that's besides the point. But number two, he was right about Dabo the Dinosaur. If you're also new here and you're wondering why you call him Dabo the Dinosaur, I've said it for the past 4 years, 3 years, 2 years last year. I'll say it this year and moving forward. just like the dinosaurs, he failed to adapt. He is slowly but surely becoming extinct when you're talking about relevancy in college football. Is he a good coach? Absolutely. He's good. But that's all he is now. He used to be elite when him and Saban were going at it. But he's not that anymore. Let's write this. Oh, wow. Holy crap. Y'all have no idea how good it feels to write with a marker I can see. This is life-changing. Or channel-changing. Guess I didn't need to buy all those other ones I just bought, but the more the merrier. We'll use them on the channel. Channel ain't going nowhere. I mean, I'll be talking about college football until the day I die, so they'll get used. Wow, can y'all see how much better that looks? I'm glad y'all got to see this with me. It's like we're hanging out. Dabo the dinosaur. Put my hands up under it. Be a nice little thumbnail. I don't even know if I can fit my hand. Matt, quit being weird. That is besides the point. Do I even need to write the stats for this game? I'm doing this in live time. Oh, by the way, I gotta show you this. Michigan, we're gonna be doing a reaction video. Come on back to, look, you know the drill. Timothy and Bobby, come on back to the channel later tonight. We're gonna talk about all the interesting games and whatnot. Auburn is waiting for the score to pop up. 13-10, Oklahoma's winning that one. Michigan is trying to give it away to Nebraska. They didn't call a timeout at the end of the half. What happens? Nebraska's like, all right, cool. We're just gonna throw up a Hail Mary. Guess what? They catch it. And then they just got, as when I'm speaking and made this video, they were up by 10. They forced a punt. It was 4th and 17, but the Michigan defender, number 6, drawn blank on his name, decides to taunt the Nebraska sideline. Guess what? They get a free first down. They get points. Michigan's trying to lose. They probably will. I know how this story goes. Remember I said this. It's just hard to overcome that stuff, especially on the road. I've said before, I'm going to say it again. Not sponsored. If you don't have a YouTube TV, I highly recommend it. It is game changing. I remember I actually showed like this angle in a video. I think I posted one of my TVs, the one downstairs, on Twitter, and somebody's like, dude, you got a great setup. You got like 4 TVs beside each other. No. I don't have 4 TVs. It's one. Look, this is what you do. You get one massive TV, 65, 75 inch, and you do the multi-screen. Look, if you're a diehard like me, you got to have this. And then I'm watching them on my phone and stuff. I think it's great. I've been saying it for the past couple of years, but that's besides the point. That's neither here or there. Let's get back on track with Dabo the dinosaur. Should we leave that here? Well, I kind of need more room on the whiteboard. We'll erase this. Sorry. Even though it is the main topic, because I want to write down some numbers. So, before I could even really get all my games settled on my multi-view. Oh yeah, by the way, there was some nerd in the comment section and was like, well, Matt, actually, the YouTube TV multi-view ain't that great because you can't customize the games you want. Hold on, Auburn's kicking a field goal to tie it. Oh my shanker, Rooney. Holy shank. What did he do? If some of y'all saw that, you know what I'm talking about. What in the world he missed? That didn't even get off the ground. Like I was saying. Somebody's like, yo, man, you can't even customize the multi-view. Yes, you can. I don't know what you're doing, but you can customize it. You can put any games you want on the 4 panels. Getting back on track here. Before I could even set up my multi-view this morning, it was, guess what? 10-0. The Qs. I'm like, dang. What did I miss? I rewound it. I was like, well, it's just Clemson being Clemson. But I figured, I don't know why I keep giving them the benefit of the doubt. I gave them the benefit of the doubt last week. I was like, against Georgia Tech, which is a really solid team. Georgia Tech may sneak into this playoff. Watch out. Because it's not the 14 playoff anymore. You can lose a couple games. Hey, you can lose 3 games and get in that thing. I figured Clemson would pull it together. In this game, they didn't. Let's erase this. We'll leave the hash. The final score was 34-21, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. It was 34-14 in the 4th quarter. Oh, by the way, this was in Death Valley. I told myself I'm not going to scream in this video. I might. Look. Nothing irritates me more than, well, it's not like bad, it's just a little bit, but these Clemson fans. You don't have bad fans, but there's just so many. At the beginning of this year, I said something bad. I was like, oh, they don't even really have a home field advantage. And they lit me up. Matt, Death Valley is an unreal atmosphere. It's so hostile. What? Buddy. Louisville beat your eyes in. Louisville at home. And I hate why do they even call it Death Valley? Every single time I hear Death Valley, someone brings it up, I assume, oh, you're talking about LSU? No, I'm actually talking about Clemson. What? You know, Death Valley? You don't have a home field advantage. It's not even like, oh, it's kind of a hostile environment. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's like a 6 or 7. Like LSU, 10 out of 10. The Swamp, back in the day, it used to be rocking. If you know, you know. That was a 9 out of 10. A&M, they got a decent one. I'd give them like an 8 or 9. Alabama, I'd give them like a 6 or 7. I don't think Alabama's as good as people think it is. It's just always jam-packed and loud because they're the number one team in the country, or they used to be back in the glory days. But I say glory days, you know, like 5-6 years ago. But Clemson, if I had to grade their home field atmosphere, their environment, it's like a 3 or 4. It is. There is no home field advantage today. Look, you can't tell me you got a home field advantage if Louisville walks in there and put up a 33 burger on you like it's nothing. I believe the final score without checking in that game, it was similar to this one. 33-21, that was the final score, but it wasn't that close. The fans were leaving in the third quarter. Louisville was up by 20. Same thing happened here. Syracuse, when a backup quarterback was beating you by 20. With the backup quarterback. You know how embarrassing that is? I hate injury. Oh, prayers up. Dan Jelly, Steve Angeli, prayers up. Hate injuries, man. Hate it. And I hate it for him. He's been through so much. But to talk about the game itself, man, that was actually like, you don't want to think this way, but when he got hurt, if you're a Clemson, you're like, hey, that may give us some momentum. We may, can come back in this thing because they got the backup coming in. Maybe this is what we needed. Give us a spark, ignite a spark in the offense, the defense. No, backup quarterback comes in on one of his first passes, throws a back shoulder fade. The guy's barely even looking. He turns around, the ball hits him in the chest. He's, oh, look what I found. 34-14. Excuse me, I better burp. Game over. Just like that. Oh, my goodness. Man, Justice Haynes is an animal. I can't believe Alabama let him get away. He already had another 75 touchdown run. It was deja vu. It felt like the Oklahoma game all over again. Oklahoma's still up by 3. Getting back on track here. Golly, man. I'm not even writing down stats or nothing. Cade Klubnik, he had over. I don't even got to look at the box score. I know he had over like 50. You know what? I'm going to do it on my phone. I'm curious. I know he had over 50 pass attempts. He's still bad. It's not like, I say bad. He's average. Y'all know how I feel about Klubnik, one of the most overrated quarterbacks in the nation. Offensive coordinator for Clemson, doo-doo cheeks, but I'm tired of blaming like other people. It's Dabo the Dinosaur. Clemson fans for years have always had a scapegoat for Dabo the Dinosaur. Oh, well, it's DJ Ooga Granted, it was Ooga trash. Yeah, I mean, you don't get called Ooga for no reason. You got to be some hot garbage. But it was a combination of Dabo was starting to fall off and Ooga And then Ooga leaves, who does everybody blame? Oh, it was the offensive coordinator. Nope. Here we are. You got to point the finger at Dabo the Dinosaur. You're not going to win many games doing this. Cade Klubnik had 60 pass attempts. Completed 37, 360 yards, which doesn't really get me going because a lot of these were dump-offs at the end of the game. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Typical Cade Klubnik performance. You actually ran the ball decent, but when you're losing by 20, you just got to start throwing that thing. And Jelly was having a career day. Really good performance. I hate it for him yet again. I'll pull up the team stats. I mean, of course, Clemson outgained them. It's just because Syracuse got up by so much. And they capitalized. You got to give credit to Fran Brown and Syracuse. By the way, I got to bring this up. Fran Brown's an idiot. There's 7 minutes to go in the game. You're up by 20, or it was 14 at that point. Yeah, 14. It's 3rd and 7. You got the backup quarterback in there, and he's passing the ball. Dude, just run the clock out. He did it not once but twice. He did it when it was like 3 minutes and some change to go. It was 3rd and 10, 3rd and 7 again, same scenario. And he's passing the ball. And both times, incompletion. The game should have been over before it actually ended. You're talking about if you just run it and punt, you're milking at least a minute 20 off the clock. But no, he decided to pass. Stupid. we don't talk about it. Nobody's going to bring it up because they won the game. But that was stupid by Fran Brown. I'm not going to critique him too much. His team won the game. Let's clap it up to the winners. But we all know why you are here. The storyline of this isn't Syracuse. Is Syracuse a really good team? No, they're not going to sniff the playoff. They play in the sorry and second ACC. The storyline is Dabo the Dinosaur is really getting in some murky waters. I hate to keep repeating myself, but I feel like I have to, because you do have new people coming to the channel every single day. I know it's going to be a topic of discussion. Oh, we should fire Dabo. We should do this. I ask Clemson fans this question because I don't know. Let me remind you of something. So Clemson was not very good before Dabo got there. And even when he first got there, there's this thing called, people have forgotten about it because Dabo was so good, he got over the hump. It was called Clemsoning. Ah, yeah, you got to be an OG to remember Clemsoning. It's where you rank real high for a matchup and you choke. That's a long story short. Well, they got out of that phase. Now, it's just really interesting times there because he has become a victim of his own success. Let me explain. And this video's already been long enough, so I'm not going to go into major detail. I'm sure we'll talk about this throughout the week. I'm sure Dabo Sweeney is going to crash out again. We'll do a reaction video to that. Well, when you start winning as much as he did, because Clemson fans, when he got there, they're expecting, hey, let's just go 8-4, 9-3. Occasionally, if we could go win 10 or 11 games once every 10 years, that's good for their standard. It is, or it was. But when you start winning 12, 11 games routinely every single year, and you're competing for the championship every single year, you have raised the standard. That's kind of bad because of the situation we're in now, but I'm just explaining it. So now Clemson I hate when people say, oh, well, the fan base is spoiled. You hear people say about Alabama. No, the standard's a standard. I don't think it's like, if you're a Clemson fan, you shouldn't feel bad for holding Dabo and your program to a high standard because you expect a lot out of them. I don't think that's being spoiled. You have, not morals, but you have a new standard. I don't think it's spoiled. So let me just throw it out there. But now, since the standard is, all right, we should be competing for a championship, not every single year, but once every couple of years. And yeah, unfortunately, got to do that. I don't know. I was trying to be nice about it. There is no being nice. And it's not even just the fact you haven't been competing for a championship. The offense has been abysmal for the past 4 or 5 years. It just really hasn't been a good team. And real Clemson fans or ball knowers that can not look at it from the Clemson point of view, you know I'm right. Clemson just hasn't been good. They're not a legit championship contender. The only reason they've been scraping by, kind of getting away with it, is because they play in the sorry and sucky ACC. That conference is trash. There's a reason Clemson is 0-4, or is it 0-5, something like that, in their last 4 or 5 matches against the SEC. SEC's way more difficult. If they played in the Big Ten or SEC every single year the past 5 years, they're winning 7 or 8 games max. I'm telling you, you don't got to believe me. I'm just telling you cold hard truth. It looks like Michigan's about to, yeah, they're up by 7 with about 6 minutes to go. They're at least going to get a field goal here. Underwood's running around the corner. Ooh, he got cracked. We'll wrap up this video. I don't think there's much more I need to touch on. It just comes back to this, right? Last thing I'm going to say. For real. But there's so much I want to say, but I got to get back to watching these games. If you are the AD or a Clemson fan, you have to determine what is our new goal. I think if you want to win 8 to 9 games a year, or if you're cool with that, you keep Dabo. If not, you got to can him. You should have canned him 2 years ago. But it kind of goes back to the Billy Napier thing. These schools do weird things and stuff. Oh, sorry. They messed up some. I thought it's to the end of the Auburn-Oklahoma game. Going back to this. Billy Napier, look, you can say what you want about me, but there's 2 things I'm always right about. Quarterbacks, evaluating them, and head coaches. I've said for the past 2 or 3 years, you got to fire Billy Napier. When Brian Harsin got to Auburn, I said it wasn't going to work out. Same thing here with Dabo Sweeney. I have been advocating for Clemson to fire him for 2 years, so I'm not going to get up here and continue to say, oh, you got to fire him. I don't know what they're going to do. And I'm tired of really saying it. So We're just going to evaluate it. Right now, this is not even like a mediocre product. This is a trash product, man. You can go back and watch the videos I posted throughout the week. I do my top 12 on Mondays or Tuesdays. As Michigan bangs home that field goal, yeah, that game's over. They're up by 10 with 4 minutes. Probably over. I didn't just say Clemson is out of my top 25. I said Clemson isn't even a top 75 team. And I'm going to clap it up to Dabo the Dinosaur. Thank you, brother. You continue. And I'm saying this humbly. You continue to make Matt Be Great look like a genius. Thank you. I may not have to rethink it. They're probably not even a top 100 team. Let's talk about it for a little bit. They were losing to Troy 16-0. They don't turn around there, they're 0-4. If they were playing Troy at Troy would probably beat them. It's crazy to say that, but it's reality. You don't get up 16-0 on a team for a fluke. There can be a fluky play or two, but 16-0, that ain't normal. That is not normal. I don't even know. I'm sure, like, they'll make a bowl game. But like I was telling Clemson fans last week, because I know people are going to talk about, oh, well, you know, the 2 losses are bad, but what if we run the table? Dude, have you watched your team play? You're not running the table. No way. No way. We now have to rethink how good LSU is because they struggled with this sorry Clemson team. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Many more things I can say. Not a good performance at all. It was terrible. I really don't know. I don't know where you go from here. Y'all saw Dabo in the interview. He's like, hey, man, y'all can't fire me. Y'all tired of winning? Y'all can't fire me. I don't know what I would do. It is a strange time. Very, 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 very strange time. The only other example I could think of, I mean, it'd be the equivalent of, like, what if Nick Saban at the tail end of his career started the season 1-3 and was losing games? Would people call for his job? I know it's a little different because Saban has 7 national championships, but Dabo's got 2, unless he's got 2, right? Maybe got 3. Well, he's got multiple championships. And I don't know if Clemson is going to find a coach, again, that can win multiple championships. But you got to do something, man. You can't be complacent. In this life, in college football, the business world, you got to adapt. If you don't adapt, you die. That is why we call him. Actually, I thought we had it written down. We erased it. We'll write it one more time to end off the video. That is why we call him. Say it with me now. Dabo the Dinosaur. Kind of jumbled those up together. You get the point. Dabo the Dinosaur. I heard someone call him that earlier this week, and I was like, dude, definitely stole that from me. But that's besides the point. I'm curious. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. But